Just keep going. So you don't know about Hasan Minhaj?
No, what happened?
So Hasan Minhaj, it turns out, I mean, do you follow his stuff? Do you watch him?
I follow. Yeah, I went to his. I've just bought tickets to his
Oh,
next
wow.
stand-up
So you're a
show.
fan.
I'm a fan.
Oh, wait, you're going to his next show?
Yeah, in
so
December.
This is going to be good. This is going to be good. So it turns out that Hasan Minhaj was lying about a lot of the stuff that he was putting out there, or like embellishing a lot.
Like how much?
A lot. Like, so basically the story with his daughter getting the anthrax on her, not true at all. Like, it didn't even happen.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, these are what the sources. And then
how did someone prove that?
That's the thing. That's what's weird, and we'll get into it. Like, are people fact checking stand up now? Because that's fucking weird.
That's fucked up.
That's weird.
It's called creative license, folks. We
but
all
this
do
is,
it.
This is more than creative license. Hasan took like a creative a mandate. Like, it's more like he kind of stepped a little bit. I mean, listen, I get. Is it the most egregious thing in comedy? No, I'm sorry. Like, there's a lot of worse shit happening in comedy and entertainment.
There's so much worse happening.
But that doesn't mean that this isn't horrible. I mean, for someone like, let's just put it this way, right? Like, so I'll tell you the full gist of it. And there's a New Yorker article out. So basically someone went in, and this has been going on since like the Patriot Act, where like...
Really?
Yeah, there was a bit in the article where like these two writers, female writers on the staff, were asked to leave the room because they were fact checking him too much, apparently.
What?
Yeah, and then they finished the rest of the session without them, and they sat outside for an hour and weren't called back in. And then the next time, like, no writers were allowed, just like the head editor and Hasan were inside the room doing stuff.
That's shady.
Yeah, that's very shady.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I like Hasan. I'm not a huge fan of the comedy. You know, I mean, he's cool. I like him. You know, but this is I'll just put it this way. When I started watching Hasan, I was like, as a brown person, you're like, if this happened, I would have heard about it. You know what I mean? Like,
if his daughter got anthrax,
the WhatsApp chain is too strong.
Your mom would have told you, beta, someone's daughter's son's husband's kid's grandpa's daughter's nephew got anthrax on them, and you would have heard about it. That's true.
And then you know when they give you that chain, and then you're like, who? And you're like, you don't remember that?
Yeah.
You don't remember
get
that?
it?
No, I don't remember them.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, we would have known. We would have heard about this.
Wait, what else did he lie about?
Is
he even brown? You remember when Mindy Kaling's brother got canceled because he pretended to be black?
Yeah. Well, hey, that's genius. That's not a lie.
Honestly,
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. That's just your work in the system, okay?
Okay.
I'm not mad at that. It's your work in the system. Well, it's their fault for not knowing the difference between a brown man and a black man.
That's true. Honestly, that's
if you
racist.
were
That's
that
on
dumb,
them. That's racist.
If you were that dumb, then you deserve to be duped. I'm sorry. Like if Vivek Ramaswamy came up to me like, I'm black, I'm like, no, you're not. I would know.
But
Like if Kamala Harris came up to me, she's like, I'm Indian. I'm like, no, you're not. I would know. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I would know, you know?
How are you going to do Sister Kamala like that?
Sister Kamala has not shown up for us once.
Where is she?
Sister Kamala is...
Where is she?
Sister Kamala is not coming to the wedding because she's at the cookout across the street. Okay, that is a problem with Sister Kamala. Yeah. And I don't blame her because the cookouts are more fun, but hey, you got to show up for your people, okay?
You got to do both.
You got to do both. But anyways, Hasan Minhaj is the topic of discussion right now. He was up for the Daily Show.
Yeah.
I don't think so anymore.
Damn. And they still haven't cast anyone for that yet, have they?
No.
They were doing a thing where a different person hosted it every week.
That was the auditions.
It was fun.
Hasan did the best out of all of them.
I think did the best. I think Chelsea Handler did a good job too.
Chelsea
I'm a
Handler
huge
did a
Chelsea
good
fan.
Job. I don't know if she'll fit the show's demographic.
I don't think so.
I think she's a little too old for that demographic.
And just like too feminine, like too much about woman stuff. And as much as I love to hear about it, I don't think
you got to go
mainstream
across
America is ready for that.
Right. I didn't know if she did a lot of feminist stuff, but it's certainly, I would say she's not as political, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I would
for
say.
the Daily Show, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, her comedy's fine, I guess. I remember she used to do E! News and things like that, and she was very funny.
Chelsea Lately.
I remember she did that, and she was funny on that. She could do it, I suppose, but she should be a segment, if anything. I don't think, because she would be a good addition to the show. But yeah, the other guy, Roy Wood, I think would probably be the next
Roy
person.
Wood Jr. is great.
I think Roy Wood would be the next
Roy Wood
person to
Jr.
go
is great.
to after Hasan if Hasan doesn't get it. Which
Yeah.
honestly, I think he's still.
Okay, wait. So what else did he lie about?
Oh,
Daughter getting anthrax. What
daughter
else?
getting anthrax. The whole Homecoming King special.
No.
Totally based on.
No.
That is
No. Wait, my heart just broke. Why do brown men keep
Bucky,
lying to me?
also, Bucky, these walls, not real brick. Not real brick.
This is wallpaper. Guys, just to set the scene, I am currently
Also, Bucky, this is not a podcast.
I feel unsafe. I'm in a basement in Bushwick.
Oh, Bucky, this is not a basement. Everything you know is a lie.
I'm in a basement in Bushwick with 3 men. We're across the
Bucky,
street from an elementary school. That just makes it creepier.
Bucky, this is
There's
not Bushwick. There's no elementary school. It's all a setup. This has all been fake.
There's a felt cow's udder on the wall.
All right, I've been trying to hide this for a long time. Hasan, come on out here. Just Hasan comes out with tears on his face, apologizing.
Oh my God. So, am I going to get a refund on my tickets then? For December?
I don't know if there's going to be a show.
Oh, man.
It would be funny if they're like, listen, we understand Hasan fucked up, so now all of Hasan's shows are going to be done by Roy Wood Jr.
That would be, unless he comes out and talks about it. Because remember when Aziz, okay, I feel like we don't have those many brown people in comedy to begin with, right?
Mhm.
And that's why no matter who they are, even if I don't think they're that funny, I'm going to support them. And that's why when Aziz
That's
got
where we differ,
canceled,
but yeah, okay.
it hurt. It hurt. We lost one of ours, right?
Did
and
we?
I feel like, well, I think the thing is,
Did we? Did we?
We did.
Did we
did.
though?
We did.
I mean,
because he at least Aziz was doing stuff that wasn't like
the only thing brown about Aziz was his name.
I know,
he
but-
literally chose not to portray any of which. Again, I respect
But
the
isn't
choice.
that refreshing though?
No, not
Like-
at the time when you need it. There weren't that many actors and people as it was, and then him and Mindy Kaling come along and they do literally the worst.
The whitest.
Well, it's not
stuff
even
they
just the
could've done.
whitest. It's like they diminish us to roles that are just like dependent on other people,
Mhm.
or like dependent on white people or a savior to come and have them actualize their brownness. Like
Mhm.
Mindy Kaling
Or
is one
validate
thing.
them.
At least Mindy Kaling, like, okay, for women representation, I get it. She's checking a box for at least
Yeah.
women, right? But Aziz was like, there was nothing new.
I know, but my thing is, as long as we have a seat at the table, like Aziz is getting us a seat at the table, Hassan's getting us a seat at the table. Once we have that seat, we can figure out what to do with it. But I just want it out there.
But do you want the seat occupied by someone as disingenuous as, and those are two different type of disingenuous, Aziz and Hasan. One's deliberate. Both are actually deliberate for different reasons. Hasan
yeah.
wanted to be seen as the brown guy, so he lied and you know, whatever, he embellished. And Aziz was like, I'm everything but brown. And like, you know, if Aziz could change his name to Al, he would.
He would. Honestly, in his show, in that episode where he ate bacon, I was hurt.
The only thing I think I liked that he did was the episode with the parents, with the Korean parents and the Indian parents, like, hey, their struggle to get there. That was a really good, refreshing take.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything Aziz does, like, we get it, dude. You're assimilated.
Mhm.
Like, we get it. You came out the trenches in North Carolina and like you assimilated. Good for you. You were the best at improv. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, the other argument that people are having for the Hasan Minhaj thing is because, and just this may be something that you may I don't want to give away too much, but something you identify with.
Ooh.
Maybe in a later episode you guys will find out what we're talking about. But because minority roles in Hollywood are so limited, you feel like you have to have an incredible backstory to make your way through.
Yeah.
And that's why Hasan is like just gathering these stories, because he has to be consistently unique and oppressed in order for him to have a seat at the table. So that kind of puts the pressure on you as a creator when you're like, I'm not that unique and I'll lose my seat at the table.
Well, okay. My question for you is, how far is too far? Like, how much embellishment is too much? Lying about your daughter getting anthrax, fine, yeah, that's a bit. But how much of the homecoming was a lie? Right? Because we all embellish. You like some of my
Of
things I do,
course.
some of them I don't. But sometimes you just gotta put something in to make it punchier, to make it flow better. There is some creative license involved.
I think there's a two-part responsibility, right? I think there's a responsibility of us entertainers to remember that our audience doesn't know what is fake and what's not.
That is very true.
You know, because audiences, no offense, are dumb. They like. Do you know how many times after we do our show, people will come up to me and be like, "But you didn't really treat that one-eyed lady like that. The one-eyed lady isn't real."
Wait, what?
The joke I do about like going on a date with a one-eyed lady.
Wait, I thought that was real.
It's not real. The trans woman in my joke is not. Most of the people are not real. These are jokes. Like it's just something small, a phrase.
That's on me for thinking you went on a date with the one-eyed lady. That Hinge matched you with the woman with one eye. I'm sorry that I actually believe that.
You know, this is a new level of ugly that I've achieved. Is like people like, you would get a one-eyed woman. I mean, of course that would be your type. This is a new level of ugly that I've unlocked.
She could have been really hot otherwise, but just like with an eye patch.
You know what people aren't using to sell bras? You know what people aren't using to sell bras? A one-eyed lady. They're not. They're just not. Because you will never be like, you wouldn't even know they're selling a bra. Because like, why is there a one-eyed lady on the poster? It just, I'm not saying they're horrible. I'm just saying people just, that's not what society deems sexy.
Mean, you could, there's like certain role plays that it lends itself to.
Sure, but you're not seeing going up in Times Square, you know?
Yeah, fair.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Like
Beauty is in the one eye of the beholder, yes.
You know, it's not happening. But yeah, audiences don't know. So I think they, I don't know why my sat down is audiences don't know. They don't fucking know.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. They're fucking stupid. But and I think the audience has to come with a little bit of. I think people, social media and everything has like this thirst for like just the most genuine content has driven people like a little insane, where they're like, if even a small part of it is like not real, they're like, well, this is just fucking fake. This is not worth. Like, just relax a little bit, you know? Like, wait till I tell you about movies. You're gonna lose your fucking mind.
You're gonna lose your shit.
You know, but I don't know. That's what's happening with Hasan though. So, are you gonna go to the show now?
If it's happening, I'm down. Because what if he addresses it? That's why I brought up Aziz earlier. Because after Aziz got canceled, his next special, it was honestly kind of depressing. Like so much lower energy than his other
sitting
stuff.
On the stool and like, yeah.
And then he talked about it. He like opened by talking about it. So maybe Hasan will do the same thing. He'll use the show to address it. I don't know. I feel like if he can still do the show, he's gonna do it.
Well,
I mean,
he publicly admitted to all of the things. And the biggest thing that's controversial is that there's the Brother Eric story.
No, don't tell me Brother Eric isn't real.
Brother Eric is a real story.
He is. Yeah.
Hasan inserted himself into it, and that's the controversy.
Oh.
Big one. A lot of his other stories too, but
that's
the one main one.
Honestly, that was the first one I was thinking about.
Usually, like, for a brown dude, usually it's like, no, I was not part of this
CIA sting operation. I
totally swear I was there. I was part
of it. I was wearing a wire.
You're like a doctored picture with him with Brother.
Damn. Well, where's Brother Eric now?
Probably going to jail or in jail. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So these are just, listen. I always steer a little clear of anybody, not even just Hasan, like anybody who goes on stage and does even a little bit of virtue signaling, it just doesn't sit right with me. Which is why, like, not that I like what he did was okay. What Louis did was terrible. Like the way he addressed it was the best, I think. Because he went on stage and like he was like, all right, I did all these things. I'm a terrible person. And then
but that also feels so hand wavy.
It does feel hand wavy.
It's like, oh yeah, I did it. I'm a shitty person. Oops, that's me. I'm quirky like that. Like I'm just a shitty person. That's also fucked up.
But I can take that with the idea, like, okay, this man doesn't care, and he's just like,
fair, own it.
It's not own it. Well, not even own it, but just like be who you are. Then, like, I know what kind of person Louis is now. You know what I mean? But with this kind of fakeness, always hard to be like, okay, well, is this a weak moment in your life, or is this who you are? And that kind of gray area, I feel happens with a lot of these people. Like Louis went on and he did the joke, and then he did address it, and he did a joke after, and it didn't land. And then he was like, "What are they gonna cancel now? My birthday?"
Damn, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. Like that's a man. I could just like be like, okay, you know what kind of low you are, and like you don't give a fuck. I can like make my like peace with that. Okay, you're a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit,
right? But with this is like. You can't even admit you're a piece of shit. Like I respect you less now.
At least Hasan own it.
Yeah.
Own it. Yeah.
You know, so, and not just Hasan, like Aziz.
Aziz did own it though, right?
Aziz owned it, but it was a very wishy-washy owning of the situation, which I also think like it was a two-part thing. They were like the girl.
That was a different situation.
Really weird
than
situation.
This.
Yeah.
Apologize
That's what I'm saying. It feels like a PR move all the time. And it's like, I don't know what you guys really want.
So do we have to worry about being fact-checked now, Farooq?
They could fact check everything.
Honestly, you know this, 99% of what I say on stage is true. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
I know.
Men are like, I talk about like how I'm waiting to have sex until marriage. Men come up to me after shows and they're like, oh, hey, so
They
like,
fact check you?
Is that true? Were you just saying that for the bit? And I'm like, yes, it is true. I see the hope in their eyes just dissipate.
So,
it just melts away.
Is it true?
Like, is it true? Can we fuck? I'm like, no, honey. No.
And you know what? I commend you for that because a lot of people break with that, but you've been consistent with that.
It's hard, Farooq. It's really hard. I think
I can't imagine. Again, I can't imagine because I'm not being implored for sex like you are, but it must be hard. Yeah.
It is.
For me, it's the opposite problem. Where like, I swear I'm not a virgin. Like, I think you are a virgin. I'm like, no, I'm not.
I went to a psychic a few weeks ago.
This should be good. Go on.
I told you. Okay. So I was out with my friend.
You know it's haram, but go on.
I know. I felt so bad after.
This is what I love about you. You're like, I'm going to wait until marriage because I want to go to Jannah. And then you're like, so I went to a psychic, which is shirk. And you're like, that is like a bigger sin than
Okay,
adultery.
wait. But it was like, just like for fun. I don't actually believe anything Samantha told me. I believe it a little bit.
Yeah, I know you believe
Okay.
it.
So
How much did the psychic cost you, by the way?
$100.
You got hustled. Go on.
I did.
Okay, you got hustled.
My friend found her on TikTok.
Oh, this should solidify it. This is
legit.
authentic.
Okay.
How many followers?
I don't know. My friend found it.
Listen, if it's less than 10K, you got
You know,
fleeced.
but that's the thing. My friend wanted to go, and you know me. I'm always down.
Yeah,
I'm always down.
You're a girl's
you
girl.
have to ask
You're
me
a girl's
one
girl.
time. I'm a girl's girl. I'll
All
always
right.
come through. Okay.
Yes.
So we go out to Bushwick,
Mm-hmm.
and the psychic Samantha tells me, because I've been having such a tough time with dating. She tells me that I'm going to be in one relationship that's going to start in November and last for 8 months, and then it's going to end. And then my next relationship's going to start a year later, and that's going to end. And then in the spring of 2026, I'm going to meet my soulmate, who is going to be a divorced man with a child. You know what that means?
Yeah.
My future husband's fucking his wife right now.
Yeah.
They're making that baby right now. They're making that baby right now.
Yep.
Do you know how much that's been weighing on me?
That's so funny that like women get bothered by hypotheticals that's just not even happening right now.
I'm mad at him now. I'm mad at him right now for fucking his current
For
wife.
living his life.
And making a baby with her instead of finding me already. Spring of 2026, Farooq.
Yo, you know what'd be crazy if
I
you
don't even know if I'm going to be around that long.
You'll be around.
I don't know.
You'll
I
be
drive
around.
recklessly. We don't know.
You just keep maintaining that virgin streak and you'll be around that
God.
long. But
And then I asked her, I was like, hey, when am I going to lose my virginity? And she's like, you're not a virgin. I was like,
you should have asked her $100 back.
I was like, you're not a psychic.
Yeah.
What a scam. Yeah, Samantha, I want my $100 back.
Yeah,
I'm coming for you.
All she did was give you like this complex about this guy that doesn't exist.
I know.
And
she told me he was going to be rich, though. Ay.
yeah, again, you know who's going to be rich? That psychic. $100 richer.
I know.
I think everything she told you was complete bullshit. And
She told me I was going to die in my sleep at 85, which
wouldn't we all love to do that?
I don't know, Farooq. I feel like I'm going to go in a much more chaotic way than that.
No, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
you go peacefully like with your loved ones and stuff. I think I'll have the whole like I'll end up doing something stupid and like fall down the stairs or something, you know? Like I will be trying to balance like a can of like tuna while also taking a phone call and
Or,
just not watch.
Slip on a banana peel.
100%.
Classic. But that's how you'd want to go.
No,
you would
that's not how I
die
wanna
as you
go.
lived. With comedy.
Falling?
With comedy. For the bit. For the bit.
I suppose my family won't find it funny, but I think it'd be funny to me.
It'd be funny. They'd laugh eventually.
Yeah, like
I
they'll
know your
definitely find me
sister.
naked. That's for sure. They definitely find me naked. I would not be dressed. I will not be dressed. I refuse to be dressed. In fact, if I feel like I'm dying, I'll be like, take my clothes off. This will fuck with them. Yeah. You know what? I get why people don't like me. I get I get why all this is the way it is. Just like a post-it on my back that says kick me, and just like it would seem like I was trying to get the post-it off.
Or I feel like if I knew you were dying and your body was there naked, like if I found out before the authorities found out, I would come and like like put some like chicken feathers, some like monkey blood there, make it look like you were doing some weird
you.
satanic ritual,
Thank
just for the spice.
No, you know what? Just leave like a lot of cans of just like a lot of jars of mayo unopened, just like around the house. Just leave, not untouched though, just untouched. Like, does he like the smell? Like, what's the
Wait, like, so open them?
Open them?
Okay.
And just leave them.
Leave
That's
it.
it. Just leave them.
Maybe it masked the smell of the body. Okay, let's not talk. This is getting grim. This is too grim for me.
Not true.
For like a Sunday.
This is exactly what I think about on a Sunday morning.
Oh, okay.
When I'm alone in bed with my cat and I'm like,
You got a cat?
yeah, I got a cat.
Oh, nice.
Once you cross 30 and no one wants you, it's like obligatory. I think the
Yeah.
government sends you one.
They do.
They do.
They do. It's like an AARP card, but
You
for
would,
your 30s.
you would, if you were not a
I'm-
virgin, you would get one.
I'm 25,
Mm.
just for the record.
Mm.
I'm not.
She's aging in reverse. Actually,
I am.
that's the thing about being a dermatologist. Is like you find the
Mhm.
secrets of the fountain of life.
Mhm.
But
There's so much Botox in my face right now.
how much are we talking?
I'd say like 100 units.
That I don't know what that
Across the
means.
board. Like it's a good like the
If
like,
percentage wise, how much of your face is Botox?
I have a big forehead. My forehead takes up like a third of my face, so at least a third, mostly in my forehead.
Really?
Yeah, for preventing wrinkles.
It doesn't. Yeah, you didn't come off that way, so you're good. Yeah,
it's
you still have a
natural.
lot of
Did good
eyebrow
job.
movement.
I do. Not enough though. I feel
Not
like
enough.
When
Like
I'm on
how
stage,
angry can you get? Oh no, that's not
yeah,
good.
I don't look angry enough. That's why I
No.
can't convey my emotions. People don't know when I'm mad at them, so I have to find other ways.
How surprised can you look? That is the most adorable thing I've seen. Okay, all right. So Botox, but you get free access to it.
I do, and we have to like I'm in residency, so we have to practice on each other.
Is that malpractice? Isn't that like kind of like what is it like waste and you know all that stuff? Like
No, I mean you got to practice on someone.
Ah.
So we practice on each other as residents. Like my girls will practice
But
on me.
what
I'll
happens
practice
if
on
you
them.
fuck up?
Then you fix it.
Oh, how do you fix it?
You just, put it in other places to balance it out, or you just honestly wait for it to go away. It goes away in like 3 months.
It feels like drawing with a ballpoint pen.
It kind of is. Yeah.
That's
it's
dangerous.
It's an art. It's an art, but it's also a science.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So you're not going to see Hasan Minhaj.
No, I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go
I'm 1000% gonna go.
with a date, preferably.
Yes. Well, I already. So like for Dave Chappelle,
Uh-huh.
I posted on my story, my Instagram story, like, hey, if someone buys me Dave Chappelle tickets, I'll
Did it
marry
happen?
them. It did.
Okay.
But the guy, it was actually really sweet of him. He couldn't go because he was working.
Okay.
So he just got me a ticket to go by myself. And then,
Oh.
so that was nice.
But it should be 2 tickets because he's
I
like,
know.
you're gonna go alone and alone only, and that's kind of fucked up.
That's, yeah, well, then I told my friend to come.
Okay.
So
all
I
right.
like went with a friend, but he got the ticket. But then I felt, but then I like wasn't even into him. So I don't know.
But it was a nice thing.
It was a nice thing.
You don't have to return the favor or
I
anything
did
like
not.
that. Yeah, you don't have to do anything like that. Yeah, it's fine. I did not. That's another thing where I'm like, you know what? It must be really nice though. Like people just buying you random things just to
I've-
make up for like, something or not even make up for something.
I have only started leading into this recently,
Mhm.
and it's because as a resident, I make minimum wage and I'm broke. And I'm like, you know what? You want to
Wait,
treat
really?
me? Go
Residents
ahead.
make minimum
Yeah,
wage?
dude, like basically. How much is maybe more than minimum wage?
Minimum
fine.
wage is in New York is like 17. Well,
Wow.
yes, 15, but most jobs don't offer you lower than 17 because that's just not legally 15. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Wait, I thought it was more. Like residents start. That's where you start to make money. No.
No, that's after.
Oh, so
Yeah.
when you open your own practice and stuff like that.
Hey. Hey.
Did the psychic say anything about that?
The psychic said that I have a great career ahead in business,
Mm.
which is in no way related to what I do. So,
So you can open your own skincare
oh,
line.
Samantha, I want my $100 back.
Her name was Samantha?
I know. Honestly,
Bucky!
look, if not for my friend, I would not have gone.
I get
I
that.
get peer pressured
but
so
just
easily.
support. Don't pay the lady to,
I know, I just
tell
got
you
so-
lies.
I just got so curious.
I can tell you those. Give me $100.
I
I'll tell
should
you
have.
those.
You just look. You do
I tell
it.
you nicer lies.
You do it because you just want to hear what you want to hear. And now I'm also going to hell for that. And I just feel like if I was gonna go to hell for some sort of sin, it should have been a juicier one. Should have been a juicier one. It wasn't even worth it. Because now I'm just getting mad at my future husband for making babies right now with his current wife. Damn it.
But then you don't have to have the kids.
No, she said then we're gonna have 2 kids of our own.
Oh
We're
damn.
gonna have 3 kids.
I don't see how you're winning in this scenario. I'm sorry. I don't really see her.
I don't know.
She didn't really tell you anything that I would really
No.
want to hear.
No, and my face kind of dropped.
This is the shit that like brown moms say to you as a warning. You know what
Oh
I mean?
God, I know.
He's gonna have kids and you're just gonna have to raise them.
You just have to raise someone else's kids.
Is that the biggest fear though?
No,
No, for you? No, you don't care.
no.
I don't feel like you're a kid.
I love kids.
You love kids.
I love
Okay.
kids. I
But
don't
you-
care.
But you don't want to. You would want to have your own. You don't want to have your own.
I want to have my own. Of course I do.
Okay. All
I
right.
feel like there's a selfish part of wanting to have your own kids.
It is. I've had
It
this
is.
discussion a little bit because
It's
I was
like-
dating someone a little bit older than me, and she
Yeah.
was like saying like, which is sad, but she was saying how like, you know, it starts to weigh on your mind a
Or
little bit.
I was thinking more of it like if you want to have your own biological children because you think your genes are so great that they have to be passed down to the next gene pool.
Hmm.
You can also adopt. I thought about it.
I'm the opposite, where I'm like, oh man, do I really want to
needs
pass
to end
all
here.
this?
It needs to end with me.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think I need to pass this generational trauma. If I could just like take my like partner's DNA or my wife's DNA or whatever, and just like all the good parts of all that, and then just like maybe like, you know, an astronaut, I think that would be the best for my children.
That's true.
Nobody wants half comedian DNA, you know? I feel like
No,
that's
give
not.
Him, give them some spice.
Maybe like 25%.
Like, laughter helps.
Like, okay, what if I give them just the humor DNA, right? And then they could be like 6 foot. Like, that would be great.
That would be great.
I didn't realize 6 foot was such a big deal.
It's a big. For me, it's a big deal because you know I'm a tall girl.
Yeah.
I'm a tall girl. I'm
Yeah.
5'8". So I like men that are on the taller side. If he's 6'2" plus, I don't even care what he looks like. I'm gonna try to climb that man like a tree.
That's all it takes. 6 feet is like you guys' boobs. Like if there's like a certain
Yeah.
size, it's like doesn't matter what she does.
That's true.
Doesn't matter who she is as a person. She's got big boobs.
That's true. Yeah.
But for you, it makes sense. Like people
For
who are
me,
like
it makes sense.
people who are like 5 feet. I'm like, come on, you're being greedy.
Exactly.
But here's the thing: the 6 foot people always go for the shortest people.
I know it's unfair.
Do you feel like a tall discrimination in
I
girls?
think I used to, but I feel like I've been meeting more and more guys recently that are actually into tall girls.
Yeah, because they want
So-
D1 athletes. You got to get those D1
Exactly.
babies.
Exactly. I could have the first Pakistani NBA player as my child.
It's possible.
Put us on the map.
Yeah, but your type is also like lanky and withered. So it would be more like the first like swimmer. Then it'll be NBA.
What do you mean lanky and withered?
You know exactly what, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know
Yeah,
exactly what I'm
yeah,
talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about.
I seen your mans wear suits and it was like
Shut up.
I was like, it's a good suit, but I'm like, bruh, you gotta bring that shit in a little
No,
bit.
yeah.
You like them like skinny. It's not. There's nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
care
that.
about that. Honestly, I just
Okay.
need tall. I don't care about
You need
the rest.
tall.
I just need tall. Yeah.
Okay, all right. How tall are we talking? What is it like the minimum? 6'2"?
No, 6.
6?
5'11". 5'11" if they have a good personality.
The inch compromise is hilarious. Like, listen, if they're a good person, I'll go down an inch.
I'll give him an inch.
It doesn't matter. 5'10" good person, invisible.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you. I'm sorry.
I just can't. I just will not feel attracted to you.
Dude, I've also heard this. Girls feel like 5'10" is not a real height.
It's not. No one is actually. I feel that way about
I'm
5'11".
5'10".
No one is 5'11".
No one is 5'11",
If you're
I feel.
5'11", you're gonna round up to 6.
That's what I feel
If you're
like.
5'10", you're gonna round up to 5'11".
No, I never did. Because that's what I feel like is a weird. Because I have 5'10", and like people are like, well, you should make it just 5'11" or 6. I'm like, I feel like that's wrong.
It's so wrong. That's how women get catfished. I've been catfished like that so many times.
But I'm gonna be honest. The moment I put 5'10", it's been a ghost town in there.
You know, I think
It's been a
I
ghost
think
town.
people set their filters like that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Mine's
yeah.
5'11".
I didn't see how
That's why I haven't
women's-
seen you.
It's yeah,
I
100%.
would have swiped right.
Aw,
I would've.
Thank you so much.
But then I would have ghosted you.
Of course.
And so-
Of
I
course.
would've.
You're a dermatologist and I'm a comedian. Of course. You need to explore better prospects.
No.
I would tell you to go. Hell
No.
Okay, this is what I don't understand. I know where I stand, right?
Yeah.
Like if a girl who's like, say you have a career, you have a budding career, you're doing well. If a girl like that was like, I don't need this for me, don't get offended. I like understand.
I appreciate that.
Like I don't get mad and I don't feel like it's bad for myself. It's just a difference of realities, right?
Yeah.
Like I am pursuing something that hasn't come to fruition yet. You shouldn't have to struggle with me. I would appreciate it if you did. Of course, what guy wouldn't? But if a girl chooses not to, I don't feel like they owe me that struggle. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I just think you're not going to be for everyone. Like
Yeah.
that's why, you know, like you're not everyone's cup of tea.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And that
I'm an
goes for
acquired
everyone.
taste. I'm not most people's cup of tea. Like I'm an acquired taste. I know that. It's a very
You're like
weird
that,
combination
You're like
of things.
that chai that was sitting on the stove for like a couple hours, and then you decide to reheat it, and there's like the little tea leaves are kind of floating around in
Yeah,
there.
but that's like, you know,
but
that's,
it hits different.
but if you
It's
drink
more
it and you just
authentic.
make your peace with it, it's one of the best cups of chai in the world, you know? But you just don't want to tell people that you have the cup
You don't
of
want to tell people, but it's a good cup of chai.
It's a good cup of
It's a
chai,
good
damn
cup
it.
of
You know,
chai.
it's not bad. But yeah, I would understand that.
But that's really refreshing because I feel like I personally have a really hard time telling people that I'm not interested in them.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel so guilty because like, look, this man has good taste. He should not be penalized for having good taste in women.
Right.
But I'm not interested in him.
But
so
you're
I
like, I
always-
also have good taste.
But, so I have like a series of lies that I tell to get them to break up with me. Actually,
okay.
they're not all lies. So the
Okay,
first
Hasan,
one,
go ahead.
so
Go
the,
on.
so the first one I start out with is the no sex
Is that-
thing. Is
oh.
the no sex thing. I
Oh.
tell them like, hey, look, like, hey, I think you're great, but you should know, like, I'm not gonna sleep with you, and if that's what you're looking for, you know, that's totally fine. Like, you deserve so much better than me. You should really see what else is out there. And then very rarely there'll be the few guys like, no, it's okay. I don't mind waiting. And then I'm like, fuck. then-
you thought that would be enough to scare them
I
away,
know.
which it usually
And
does,
because
right?
usually when I don't want to
Mm.
scare them away, it scares them away. And when I do
Mm.
want to scare them away, it doesn't. So I don't know. I haven't figured that one out
What are
yet.
the other lies?
The next one is, hey, look, so I need to get married within the next 6 months because my visa is about to expire and I need to marry someone for a green card. And that, I feel like when they believe me, low-key feels a little bit racist. That low-key feels
You
a little
just
bit
out
racist.
here just giving brown women a bad name with all these lies.
I just,
These are all the things that dude lists like, yo, it's my biggest fear in like dating,
Yeah.
and you're like
Yeah.
you're like hitting all of them.
yeah, yeah. And then one time this guy was like, oh, well, you know, maybe we can see where we are 6 months from now. Like,
Damn.
I know.
That must have been some hell of a date, you know?
I mean,
wow. What were you doing? What?
I'm so great at conversation. Great conversation.
Sure, yeah.
What do you mean, sure?
And one date for 6 months?
Yeah.
No, I would not hang on to somebody for 6 months after one date. That's insane. That's obsessive.
Maybe he just like really.
Wait, was this
likes the
the
American
the
dream.
Saudi guy? Was this a
No, this was
no.
not. This
Okay.
was not the
Because
Saudi
that's
prince.
listen, I'm gonna be honest. I saw how he looked and everything, and I still think you fumbled that bag.
That was the biggest L of my entire life.
I don't care how he
Fassel,
looked, Bucky.
If you're listening to
I don't
this,
care. Yeah. If you're listening to this, you need to know that you might have made mistakes in your life, but this woman fumbled a Saudi prince. You just need to know that. And not like he deserved her. Not 100% didn't deserve her, but Saudi prince. I mean, come
I
on.
know we were so excited. I
You could-
remember
We
Farooq.
could meet Ronaldo.
We could have, which like, yeah, or like honestly, I don't know how generous of a person he was though, because you remember I texted him one day. He's like, "Oh hey, how's everything going?" And I was like, "You know, me and Farooq are doing our show soon, and we didn't sell those many tickets. I'm just thinking about that." Did he offer to buy me a comedy club? No.
No.
So what good are you, Saudi prince?
That's also true. But that's why probably he makes a lot of money. He knows a sound investment. When he hears one and he's like,
Damn.
whose show? And he probably looked me on Instagram and was like, yeah, I'm not putting money into this
Damn.
show. His first clip is jerking off during 9/11. I'm not putting money into this guy's show.
Wait, what?
The first clip on my Instagram like thing, the pinned one. The first joke is just how I like pretty much like I got caught jerking off during like 9/11 happening.
How old were you then?
I was 11.
11.
I was in Pakistan too. It was nighttime there. We had no idea what the fuck was happening. We're like, oh yeah, it's time for bed. And they're like, nope. The world just changed.
The world did change.
And my world changed that day too. I was like, wow.
Was that the first time you got caught?
Yeah.
Who
It was
caught-
my personal
who caught you?
9/11.
Who
My
caught-
mom.
Yeah. So what did you do?
The tower went down. That's what happened.
Oh my God.
There was one tower and it went down very quickly and no one saw anything.
I want to put this on the record. I feel like tower is a bit generous.
Fine,
Not that
building 7.
Not that I'd know.
Building
Not
7.
That I'd know, but maybe
Building 7.
You know, my hunch is maybe like a condo. Like 3 stories.
Like a condo?
like a nice set of condominium complexes. Like
No.
no, okay,
No.
fine.
I would say like more like a 2-family house.
Okay,
2-family house.
Fair.
A townhouse.
Solid.
Yeah. Solid. It's
Solid.
reliable.
Yeah,
It's not great.
sturdy.
Yeah. But again, I don't know why I'm explaining this to a virgin.
Shut up.
At least I witnessed a tower lady. Anyways. Where else were you going with this? I forgot.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. So I have a condo for a penis.
Mm-hmm.
Not a tower. But hey, if you believe a condo can become a tower if it believes in itself, right? Is that no? That's not how it works. Okay, yeah, that's real estate is pretty finite. Yeah, you're right.
It is.
It is pretty finite.
Is.
All right, we're gonna cut this bit out.
Sorry.
A condo.
I'm sorry. Was
no,
that
it's
mean?
fine. No, not at all.
Now
It's a
I feel
fucking-
bad.
No, you don't have to feel bad.
Mm.
Now I'm thinking about it. I was like, what would it be?
Now I
'Cause
feel
here's-
bad. And I should also tell you that I need a green card. Otherwise, I have to leave America in 6 months. That's just my.
Oh yeah, what are the other lies? Goddamn. Okay, yeah. So that's lie number 2. What are the other
Yeah.
lies?
Then okay. After that, then I just go for the classic, like, hey, like I'm just too busy with work right now, which is I think during residency flies.
Yeah, that's valid.
You know, it
though.
flies.
Yeah,
It flies.
being a doctor, you can always whip that out. You know, you can always be like, oh, I have a career and whatever. But who are these? These are potential suitors. These are just like one date guys. Like when you like pulling this out.
But like first 3 dates.
That's fair.
One date.
Those are all fair
Sometimes
for the first 3.
sometimes I give him a chance.
Mm.
Like the last guy I went on a date with, he seemed really like quiet, but I also got the sense he was nervous. So I was like, you know what? Let me give him another chance. We'll see if maybe he opens up a little bit more. Because look, if my back is getting broken, I don't want it to be from carrying the conversation. You know what I mean? Like if I'm carrying the conversation, I might as well just be on a date with myself at that point.
But as a comedian, it's hard to find people with personality as to match your level of.
But I mean, it doesn't need. You don't need to be funny. But
Right.
like, have things that you can talk about. Have passions. Have something like, I don't know, like know something about what's happening in the world. Talk to me about it. Talk to me about Hassan's thing. Talk to me about, I don't know, the political landscape in this
So
country.
generally, you are the one who has to kind of bring up all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what I feel like. If you're dating like a stable person, they rarely have like time for
Fun.
life. Yeah,
That's true.
You know, like my sister's very stable, has 0 hobbies. Seriously, she comes home and watches TV. That's
Well,
her
what if
hobby.
she watch? That's something. That's fine. I watch a lot of TV too.
But how much can you talk about TV?
You can talk so much about TV.
Mm.
I just finished the 3rd season of Ted Lasso. I have so many
Okay.
thoughts on it. Such
Okay.
a good show.
It is a good show.
It's so good.
But again, if you're dating somebody on a date, that's not. You could do that conversation with your friend. Is what I'm saying.
That's true.
Date conversations need to be a little more personal and like I feel
Mhm.
revealing. You know.
Mhm.
And I mean, what someone watches for entertainment all the time reveals a lot about them. But I also find that like most people watch like for regular entertainment, most people watch trash TV. Like my sister comes home and she watches like reality TV shows.
That's true. I do like a lot of trash TV.
You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like you already get so you're kind of Hassan-managing it again. You kind of like
Yikes.
you're kind of like splicing yourself into drama that isn't about you, but it feels like it's about you because you're around it a lot.
You're near it. You're adjacent.
You're adjacent to it. So you're like, well, this could be my story.
Yeah.
And then you kind of, they're talking about that. So I feel like, okay, you either have to choose like fun or like stable.
You know what I'm going to choose?
Stable.
Stable. I know. And I hate that about myself.
Okay, here's what I think you're going to do. I think you're going to have fun with the fun one for one time, and then you're going to go with the stable guy. I think that's what you're going to do.
Let's see. Let's see. The world is my oyster.
Has it been
It's
popping
not.
lately?
It's not.
No?
It's not.
It's not been
It's
popping
not.
lately?
It's not an oyster.
But you moved in everything. I feel like that would make a difference, no?
You know, Williamsburg is like
How long have you been in Williamsburg?
a few months now.
Okay,
It's
and
like,
has
you
it
know, when you-
changed? And
you
you're
know-
coming from Long Island,
N-
Queens.
No, I was living in Brooklyn before. And
Brooklyn,
then before
okay.
that I was living in Queens. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Mhm.
And now you're back in Williamsburg.
Mhm.
Have you felt
It's, you know, when you would see those things on the internet when you were a kid that's like, hey, there are all these hot singles in your area ready to meet you. That's what I thought it was going to be.
those only show up on porn websites, right?
That's not true.
That is true.
That's not true.
Those are only showing up on porn websites. Damn, Bucky.
Uzi's nodding no. Uzi is
he's
nodding no
not.
right
Those
now.
only
Our fact
hot
checker
singles in your
Uzi.
area. Where does that come up?
How would I know?
Of course. Of course.
Well, and the thing is that a lot of them are just there just aren't enough of the brown men there for me.
Oh, you only date exclusively brown.
Yeah. So I've tried to date white guys. I actually was not accidentally. I set up on a surprise date with a white guy, not like fairly recently. It was my best friend's fiance's friend. So they were all out. My friend kept saying, "Go join us, join us, join us." And then this guy was there and she's like, "Oh, Buck, you should really meet him. You should talk to him." And then he, of course, asks me where I'm from. And I was like, am I going to say Queens or am I going to say Pakistan? Like, I know what he wants to know. He wants to hear Pakistan, but am I going to give it to him? So I was like, whatever. I just said, I was born in Pakistan. I moved to Queens when I was 2. That way they get the whole spiel.
Right.
Then when I was leaving, he gives me a hug goodbye. And he's like, tell the people of Palestine that I think they're good people.
That's happened to me a lot too, but that is hilarious. Tell the people of Palestine like you're the fucking mayor.
First of all, I'm not the mayor
of Palestine,
exactly,
which is a country. Did you tell the people of Palestine? Did you give them?
I did. I told them you're all great people and I love you, but they both start with the P, so I don't know. That's why
USA and Ukraine both start with the U. I don't confuse the two.
That's true.
So
this is
no white men. It's the only one you ever dated.
No, I've dabbled.
You dabbled.
Remember the guy from the plane?
Oh yeah,
that was a real story.
My assumption with other people's jokes is that they're mostly embellished because I embellish. So then I forget that most people actually aren't liars like me.
Yeah.
It's just me and Hasan Minhaj.
That was a real story.
Okay.
I asked a guy out on a plane.
He really looked that Pakistani?
He looked so brown. And he told me he gets Arab or South Asian all the time, but he's Italian. He's 3/4 Italian and 1/4 Native American. So I think that's where a little brown comes in and he tans really easily. So we were on a flight back from Miami and I was like, who is this brown, tall, bearded man sitting 2 seats down from me? I'm going to shoot my shot. And then I find out.
How do you shoot your shot?
So when they give you those little napkins? With your drink,
yeah.
I thought it'd be cute if I wrote my phone number on it and gave it to him because I saw a nurse do that at the hospital once.
And it worked for her?
It worked for her. So I was like, maybe I should try this. And I didn't have a pen. So I used my lipstick, which was red. And then I was like, this
suggestive. Nice.
Well, also a little murdery. A little creepy.
Well, did you write it like this? Because that's murdery and creepy. This is fine.
We were on a plane. We were on a plane. It was shaking. So
call me.
So then I paid for Wi-Fi on the plane actually, so I could text my best friend.
This man is hot.
I could text my best friend and be like, "Hey, should I do this or is this weird?"
That plane Wi-Fi is money. That's it was. Damn. We got to see a picture of this guy. This guy is Wi-Fi hot. Plane Wi-Fi hot is different. Hot.
And she said, "Buggy, don't do this. It looks like a serial killer wrote it." And I'm like, I ain't gonna do it. I did it.
I know you did it.
I had to do it.
And then what did he say?
So he took the napkin. As soon as the plane landed, there was this girl sitting between us, and she was like,
she got a bigger napkin?
Those people that show up on a plane with TV shows downloaded already.
Oh.
And they think they're so much better than you because they plans for this, and you show up and you're like, oh no, I need to pay for $15 Wi-Fi because I came totally unprepared for this flight.
I guess I'll listen to this 10-song playlist over and over again.
Thanks,
on my
Delta.
Spotify.
And I just got judgmental vibes from her. So I was waiting for her to turn or she was reaching down to get her something out of her backpack. So I quickly tapped him on the shoulder. I gave him the napkin. He looks at it. He just put it in his pocket. And I was like, damn, he probably has a girlfriend. It's fine. And I walked off the plane. I was like, you know what? I'm proud of myself for shooting my shot. And then I get off the plane and he's standing there and he puts his hand out and he says, hi, my name's
Mike.
We'll call him Mike for the sake of the show. And
no one's gonna find him. What was
I was
name?
shook. And then I was shook.
What was his Italian ass real name?
I don't want to say.
Gino?
No.
Vinny.
Yes.
Knew it. Yes. Vinny.
Yes.
Aw, my flight partner Vinny. That would be a good rom-com.
Yeah.
That would be a good rom-com. Just
so
two
great.
Strangers on a plane and what happens and then that would be nice.
Exactly.
That would be
it's
nice.
Such a great story.
Should make that into a short
Grandpa,
film.
how'd you meet Grandma? Oh, and she asked me out on a plane with a plane napkin.
There was this one girl who wrote me a murderous note on the plane, and then thank God your grandmother was there to save me. I still have the note. He shows them the note. It's just like, it's all smudged out and shit.
Yeah.
You get a call from the grandkids later. It's like, hey, I'm writing a story about my grandfather's game.
Your grandfather's game.
I heard he's playing Wi-Fi hot. And you're like, yes, he
In
was.
his day, he was.
Back in my day.
Is he still single?
Because, old people, actually, the demographic that fucks the most is old people.
It is. It is. They have a very high rate of syphilis.
Yeah.
And so...
As a derm, do you deal with, like, old people at all?
We do a lot of old people because they get skin cancer.
Oh, yeah.
I see a lot of old people and they're cute. Sometimes they come in together, like a husband and a wife, to get their skin checked together. And I love making small talk. Like I'm I'm a people person. I love talking. I can talk about anything.
Yeah. Like on TV, you'd play a great waitress. Like you would be a great waitress on TV.
Thanks.
You would.
I'd forget all the orders though.
Yeah. Well, you're so charming. They wouldn't care. Like,
oh, Bucky.
No, Bucky, just go fix it. And then you're like, oh, well, but how's your daughter doing? And they're like, oh my God, you remembered. And then like, it's over. Yeah.
So something that I always like to ask them is, how'd you guys meet? Because they've been married for like 50 years. And last week, this one guy says, well, we were in high school and I was playing in this football game. And afterwards we go to this diner and she was the prettiest girl in the whole diner. So I had to ask her out. And then the lady looks at him and says, that was your first wife? And then silence.
That would happen to me.
Silence in the rest of the patient encounter. The awkwardness was palpable. So now I don't ask that anymore. I don't risk it. I go for like safer questions like, what'd you do this summer? Did you go on any trips anywhere?
How many marriages have you had before I ask this question? So how'd you meet your second wife? Remember, second wife.
Second.
Our old people are different. Brown old people, they don't give that much background.
They don't.
Like if you ask them that question, what will they even say? They'd be like, to our parents.
We were promised to each other at birth.
We were promised to each other at birth. I'm surprised you didn't have any sort of like prearrangement. Actually,
I'm surprised. Honestly, that's kind of offensive.
No, why?
Like, no one wanted me at birth.
Oh, that, yeah. I would figure like, your parents would be like, we're going to have an amazing daughter and someone's going to fucking want her.
I don't think they were expecting me to come out good. They were like, well, we made one. I was also born premature in Pakistan in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
So they weren't even sure if I was going to make it,
You were the Pakistan.
I was in a box. I was in a
in the little
incubator box in Pakistan. Yeah.
How early? Like how early did you get here?
I think I was born at 32 weeks. It's pretty early.
That's early. Okay.
Yeah. I'm mad at my mom about it all the time.
Okay.
And then anytime we fight, and she's like, "I'm your mother. I gave birth to you." I'm like, "Barely. You didn't even keep me for the 40 weeks, Mom." You're like, "Get this thing out of here."
Can't hold a baby. Can't hold a secret. What are you good for,
Mom? I love you, Mom.
It's the first clip we're putting out. And you're the oldest.
I am.
You have a younger
I have one sister. She's 18. She was our anchor baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was the insurance.
So
my sister was the anchor baby.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right. And then they were like, well, in case this one doesn't stick,
have a second one. You need two anchors.
But then we found out later that the whole thing with my dad and like having a whole family before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then I was like,
I forget about that.
I was like, was I an anchor baby? Or was I just like a do-over? Like, I don't understand.
You were a rebound baby.
A rebound baby. Yeah. Like I was a do-over. Like.
So how did that feel when you found out that your dad?
It's only been a year. Still processing it.
Yeah. Have you reached out to them?
Yeah. I talk to my brother and sister every now and then.
Really?
It's
Have you
awkward
guys
as
met
fuck.
yet?
Yeah, he came to the funeral. Yeah, he came to the funeral.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the first time we met, but yeah, it's weird. Really fucking weird.
Does he look like you?
He looks exactly like me.
Oh my God. Can I see a picture?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
Oh my God.
The thing is, so when he messaged me, like, this is before my dad passed. So like he had contacted me before my dad passed. And my mom had just recently told me about it, but they have no contact, my brother and my mom.
Okay.
So very serendipitous that like, he just messaged me out of nowhere. He was like, hey, this may be weird, but my name is Tariq. And I'm Khalid Hussein's son. I'm your brother. And I was like, fuck out of here. Fucking
Yeah.
bullshit. Because I didn't
Spam.
believe my mom fully even. I was like, maybe my mom is saying this so like, I'll just like,
Be on her side.
be on her side. Or like just, get my shit together. I don't even fucking know what the tactic is over here.
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't feel real. And then I get that message. And then I click on his like Facebook profile photo. We have the same exact face. And I'm like, fuck me. Like it was undeniable proof. I was like, I look like my dad. He looks exactly like my dad. And then I spoke to him on the phone and he sounds exactly like my dad. Yeah, I know. So sometimes when he was like calls me like, can you just say Farooq? And I'm like, Farooq. And I'm like, oh, I sound like my dad. But then realizing that my dad wanted to name me Tariq also.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and I was like, this became a lot less wholesome, huh? Because when he would get mad at me, he would yell and be like, Tariq. And I'm like, who the fuck is Tariq? Who the fuck is that? Doesn't even rhyme with Farooq. It is not even close to Farooq. And then now all these years later, I'm like, oh,
it makes sense.
That makes sense.
It makes sense now.
I'm the recast. Like
You are, yeah.
I'm the one who had to be cast emergency because the other person left the
You're
show.
the understudy.
Yeah. Not even. I'm just gonna have to. I'm reprising a role that was never mine.
But you made it your own.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
No?
Terrible son. No. I do stand-up comedy. You think this is what a dad?
Still love you.
My dad struggled so much, so his son could be like, "Can I do 5 minutes, please?"
But look, that's the beauty of it, though, right?
Well, you know, that's all. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not going to get into that. No. It's too much.
No.
No.
How much time do we have left?
Not in this basement on a Sunday morning.
10 minutes? Well, is there anything that you'd want to talk about? We're going to do lightning round after, but yeah.
No, let's do our lightning round.
We have 10 minutes, though.
Oh, before the lightning round?
Before the lightning round, yes. Do you want to tell people about your comedic
what?
Your comedic aspirations and what's happening?
In terms of?
I
can't talk about that.
Why?
You know I can't talk about that.
How vague can you be?
Okay. I will say
be as vague as you can.
I will say this, that I have been given an opportunity recently to be on a show that is about my personal life.
Okay.
And the comedy is actually going to play a pretty big part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it hinged on the comedy or is it not?
It is hinged on the comedy, yes. Very
okay.
hinged.
Oh.
Very hinged.
Okay. That's what
maybe a little unhinged.
Oh. Has it made a difference in your life as far as like dating and all that stuff goes?
It has.
Is it something you bring up?
Not if something gets serious, I will. If something gets serious, I'll be like, hey, look, I'm gonna.
Do you guys have to sign an NDA now before they go on a date with you?
I don't. Yeah, they do. They do.
Oh man, because from their perspective, it looks really like, okay, you're a virgin. I gotta sign an NDA. Are you a sheik's daughter? Like, what is happening over here?
I could have been a sheik's wife.
That's what I would think.
Faisal, take me back. Take me back.
That guy, yeah, he goes to like nothing.
And we were set up by someone. That's what I don't understand. How are you going to ghost someone when you were set up through someone? Because then
I've only been set up once, and I'm gonna be honest. Most setups, I feel like they become more friendships than they become dates. I feel like it was just. I feel like people are generally not. They can see you together, but that doesn't mean you can see you and you together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I've set people up.
I've only been set up once, and it was we're friends now, but it was. Yeah, I just know it feels like pressure to like when you're set up, you know?
It does.
So it's like I fight harder to not like the person.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
As opposed to the other way around. We should unpack that.
We should?
We should. Not now. Later.
Yeah.
Later.
But I mean, there's a lot of, now that I've learned so much about the background of my genetic makeup.
Right.
And everything, I'm like,
Well, tell me this. Is Tariq married?
Divorced.
Ooh.
Yeah, losing his house. Yeah.
Ooh.
He's also a cop.
Like a good cop?
He's in corrections. He tackles murderers every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I do comedy. And guess what? When I was a kid, I wanted to be a cop. And I became a comedian. And when he was a kid,
he wanted to be a comedian?
I wanted to be a comedian.
I feel like you guys could do a great like buddy cop movie about
He
this.
should not be on TV at all.
Why is that? Does Tharek listen to this? Hi, Tharek.
He doesn't. But also, he's, how do I say? He's just not right for TV. He's a very.
You calling him ugly?
No. His
I was gonna
personality.
say, he has your face, buddy.
No. Well, not the same exact face. So his mom is.
Oh, now it's not the same.
His mom is from the Caribbean.
Okay.
So we have some we have the same
Brownish.
face, but there's also like a lot of differences. Like,
Mhm.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
Like our hair is very different.
Oh.
Yeah, he has curly, like Caribbean hair, like thick hair,
Mhm.
curly. We have different hair. He's big. He's jacked.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're getting there.
Getting there, but he's like tackles prisoners all day. Like he's like a fucking built human being.
Wow.
Yeah, he's built like, yeah, he's a strong man. Like he doesn't curse though.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow. Good for him.
so like if he's at work and he has to tell like an inmate to quit like fucking around, he'll be like, "Hey, you better stop farting around, mister, or I'll have to hurt you." And then he tackles them. Like imagine you've murdered people and someone goes,
I would rather you just curse at me than tackle me, please.
you know how embarrassing it is to be handcuffed by a guy
A
who's
guy
like,
who told you to stop farting around.
stop farting around.
That's embarrassing.
It's fucking embarrassing.
You lose all your street cred there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it dries up my pussy, I'll be honest.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. That's what my brother is. I have a sister. She's a nurse. I have 2 nieces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're adorable.
Does your sister look like your sisters?
Yeah, we look similar.
Wow.
My dad's genes are strong in every.
Clearly. Good for him.
So here's the thing: what I've learned is, and also my mom's dad had 2 wives.
Classic.
So
But they must have known about each other. Though,
they did,
right?
yeah. They lived. They were like sister wives. Like it was very different.
Wow.
Like they were polyamorous.
Honestly, love that for them.
Yeah, they
I
were
love that
Brooklyn
for
before
them.
Brooklyn.
They
You know what I
were.
mean?
They started it.
They lived together. Like it was
Mhm.
crazy. It was like full
They
house
were a
reverse.
throuple.
Yeah,
They were a throuple.
they were. And my older Buddy Nani couldn't have kids, so he married a second time. And then they just lived together, and like she had all the kids.
nice.
And they all like raised
Just
the
like
kids
raised
together.
all the kids
Yeah, raised all
together.
the kids. So my mom had 2 moms. I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. I had 2 grandmas. That was pretty fucking
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's twice as much birthday money.
Oh yeah. There was 2
Twice
people
as
to
much
protect me from
love.
getting my ass kicked
Yeah.
from my mom.
Aw.
But then they would also kick my ass. It was
Yeah,
it
but in
would-
like in a
it didn't
chiller way.
hurt, you know, they're
yeah,
old,
yeah, they're old.
But yeah, so I think I'm destined to have a second wife.
Honey, you're still working on the first one. Let's not get
Yeah,
ahead of
but
ourselves.
the first one won't stay very long, is what I'm saying. I think I'll get it, and then it'll just be like, a fumble. I'll be like,
Damn it. Well, it's all right. Life's long.
I mean, in today's day and age, who doesn't need one divorce under their belt?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Who's gonna make a good first husband? It doesn't have to be the husband.
I thought
Who's
it
a
was
good
going to
first
be the
husband?
Saudi guy. Like, that's a great first
I
husband,
thought
dude.
so too. It would have been great.
Like, imagine you get half the country of Saudi Arabia as your divorce settlement.
He wasn't that big of a prince. I found this out.
We
There's
will make him.
multiple.
We will
There's
make him.
multiple royal families.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so the reason that things didn't go forward with him was because he wanted to introduce me to his parents. So he was going to fly me and my mom actually out to Riyadh. But before we could do that, I needed to pass some sort of background check by the Saudi government to make sure I'm not like an American spy trying to get in his ear. And for whatever reason, I didn't pass it.
You're like, I'm barely able to finesse this one Saudi man.
I know.
You want to finesse the whole country?
Exactly. Like, thank you. I'm so flattered that you think I'm a spy, but also I talk so much. I talk so much. I could never do that. I also can't fight. I can't fight. I've become keenly aware of that recently because, I drive now.
Right.
I drive to work. I drive because in Brooklyn, it's just so much easier to have a car. And I honk at people a lot. And I realize I need
Didn't
to.
get that vibe from
I
you,
need
but
to.
okay.
Well, I get frustrated. Like if people change lanes without indicating, I'll honk at them. Be like, hey, you should be indicating. This is unsafe and reckless.
This is hall monitor energy, but I'm here for it. I'm here for
Exactly.
it.
I'm hall monitoring.
I thought you were being a
these
tough
streets.
guy. I'm like, oh, no, you're not being a tough guy.
And
This is a
then-
hall monitor.
And then this one time I was trying to park and this guy is like behind me, he's honking. I'm like, dude, give me literally 30 seconds. I'll be done parking. And I'm parking and he's like, move, bitch. And I was like,
Get up.
excuse me? And then he's like, who are you? And I was like, who are you? And then I proceed to park my car. He gets out of his car and he starts banging on my windows. And I have never been that scared, Farooq. Because, I drive a convertible.
Yeah.
It's a soft top.
Yeah.
If he wanted,
He
he
stick
could
his hand in there.
Exactly. But then like 2 men across the street saw it happening. And then they came over and calmed the guy down. And then he left. And I realized I need to be more docile on these streets because I do not have enough upper body strength.
Yeah.
To be this aggressive of a driver.
Yeah,
No
I was
more
gonna say,
honking.
yeah,
No
no
more
more. I
honking.
was gonna say, see, you think you're being, you're being a hall monitor.
No.
They think you're being a tough guy, and they will
do.
fight you these days.
They will fight me.
These days, people don't care.
They don't
I've
care.
seen too much on TikTok, so they'll be
Yeah.
like, you know what? These kids nowadays, these people nowadays, they'll swing on a woman. They 100%.
They will, which I always thought like, oh, I'm a woman. Like no one's gonna hit me.
No,
They will.
No,
They will.
no. And if not that, they will like.
They'll at least spit on you.
Yeah, they'll do.
Yeah.
They'll like the worst, or like they'll start recording you and like start to end your fucking career and shit like that.
But I didn't do
yeah.
anything.
People don't. You don't know what the fuck is gonna happen.
That's true.
Someone could put your fucking face up on the internet, and some guy be like, yeah, and she lied to me about needing a visa. It's been 8 months and she's still in the country. And there you go. And then the lies start coming in. And before you know it, you're in an article in the New Yorker. People are like, hey, this bitch lies.
It's creative license. Honestly, it's on them. The fact that they believe me when I tell them that I need a green card to stay in this country, that's them being racist and believing it.
That's a good spin on it, but I don't know about that. I'm waiting for the article. Dastardly dermatologist.
Ooh.
Thinly veiled lies?
She's got skin in the game.
That's what we should do. We should just find out your article headline. All right, we should do a little. I prepared a little bit of a game for you, a little lightning round. See, so we can get to know Bucky a little bit better. You ready? You can
No.
put 30 seconds on the clock. Just answer to your just whatever you feel in your
Okay, my
with your heart.
gut reaction.
gut reaction. Okay,
Okay.
don't think about it. Okay,
Mhm.
are you ready? We're starting. All right, 3, 2, 1. Biryani or nihari?
Biryani.
Naan or parathe?
Naan.
Samosa or pakode?
Pakore.
Ruh afza pakola?
Ruafsa.
Chai or coffee?
Chai.
Alcohol or weed?
Neither.
Good. Ranch or blue cheese?
Ew.
Hot or barbecue wings?
Barbecue.
Bollywood or Hollywood?
Bollywood.
Brunch or breakfast in bed? Breakfast in bed.
Ooh, depends on who the breakfast's with.
Not a very virgin answer. Okay. Call versus text.
Call.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Huh?
30 seconds.
We're only 30 seconds? Damn. Okay. We got to do it. Keep going. We're going to keep going. One night stand or polyamory?
One night stand.
Really?
Polyamory? No, I can't deal with too many people at once.
Doesn't mean that you're the central. Not everyone's married to you. You could be married to someone who has multiple partners. Wow, narcissistic.
Okay, no. I switched to polyamory. I
You
switched.
said it already.
He
You
can
said
have
it
4
already.
wives. Then I have to deal with them less. That was going to be my thing with the Saudi prince. I was going to marry him. And I was not into him at all, actually. But I was just going to do it for
You-
the
we
life-changing
talked about this,
aspect
yeah.
that it would have been for me, my family, my friends.
And you'd be the first one. You just got to get
I'd
the
be
kid.
the first
You
wife.
just got to get the kid.
And
That's
then I was
it.
going to tell him, like, honey, you should totally have like 3 other wives.
Once
I'll
you
be the
get
New
a
York
son,
wife.
Once you get a son, that's it. You're locked
That's
in.
it.
The first
I would have
son.
been done. And it just would have been good for like all of us.
Good sex or good listener?
Ooh, good listener.
Good listener. Okay.
But that's a virgin answer, so I don't know.
Good listener or good earner?
Good listener.
Good listener. Wow.
Yeah.
We already went over this. Tall or funny?
Tall.
Okay. Tall or fit?
Tall.
Rich or funny?
Ooh, rich.
Okay. Now, SRK or Jason Momoa?
SRK.
Oh, wow. That was not. I thought you go with the tall because SRK is like 5'7". But
yeah,
anyways.
but those puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, you'd be looking down into them though.
I would be.
SRK or Rithik?
Hrithik.
Ranveer or Ranbir?
Ranveer because
Okay.
of personality.
Okay. Wait, you
I'm
know,
not attracted to either of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aishwarya or Deepika?
Aishwarya.
Right? Madhuri or Kajol?
Kajol.
Okay. Rani or Kajol?
Kajol.
Wow. Beyonce or Taylor?
Beyonce.
Good answer. Drake or any other female rapper?
Any other female rapper. Nicki.
Meg or Cardi?
Cardi.
Oh, okay. Karachi or Lahore?
Lahore.
Okay.
जिन्हें Lahore नहीं देखे आज जमे आने.
हाँ नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता Karachi or Islamabad?
I've never been to Karachi. I'm going to say Karachi.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have to say it with that face. Like,
That's fine.
Drive or subway?
Drive.
Comedy or derm?
Derm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's my calling.
Okay. Big wedding or big honeymoon?
Big wedding.
Okay.
Big wedding bitches.
World Cup or Super Bowl?
World Cup.
Penthouse or land back home?
Penthouse.
Would you rather your man cook or do taxes?
Cook.
Okay.
We can outsource the taxes.
Childbirth or chemo?
Childbirth or chemo? What? Childbirth?
I don't know. Well,
At least I get something out of it at the end.
you get something out of chemo. You get to live again.
That's true.
What the fuck? It's less costly. Chemo is less costly and you get your life back.
And it's less of a time, overall.
Yeah, childbirth
you're
results
stuck
in
for
a fucking
18
child.
years.
Yeah.
18 years.
Yeah. Hinge or Bumble?
Haven't tried Bumble, so I'm going to say Hinge.
Okay. Dillmill or Minder?
Minder. Classic.
Arrange or love? What
Love.
are we leaning to
Love.
love? Wow,
Love.
still holding it out. Cat or dog?
Dog.
Son or daughter?
Daughter.
Wow. Praying or manifesting?
Praying.
Okay. You're a good girl, Bucky. Good answers.
No, I'm not.
No, you're holding on to it. You know, that's what's the most commendable thing in today's
No.
world where everyone's giving into whatever.
No.
You're like, I want to maintain my only brown guy, my only fucking no sex. It's very hard to.
I'm a bad bitch, okay?
No, you a sad bitch with principles. That's what you
I'm not made for these streets.
No.
I want to be, but I'm not.
Yeah, you're trying. You're succeeding
really
though,
trying.
but is it worth it?
It's not worth it.
Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Farooq and I do a show together once a month.
Now it's
QED
moved to
Astoria.
Saturdays.
Now it's Saturdays.
Saturdays.
So
first
now none
Saturdays
of you
the
have an
month.
excuse to not show up.
Exactly. And
Bring a
it's gonna
date.
Bring a date.
Bring a date. Make it
Bring
a date night.
Yeah, and we're making some changes to the show. Should be a
Mhm.
little fun. We'll do a little bit of different stuff this time around. First Saturdays of every month at QED 7:30.
Yeah.
And some other surprises are coming from Bucky, as she mentioned. So stay tuned. Follow
Stay
her
tuned
at
for-
Buckstagram.
At Buckstagram.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for a big announcement.
Big announcements
I'm going to say
coming?
November-ish.
November. Okay,
November-ish.
so wrapping soon. Okay.
We'll see. Starting soon.
Starting soon. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We're going to start
Okay.
filming. I
And
think,
how
in
long
November.
is it?
It's 8 months.
8 months. So
for 8
next year
months.
is when you're expecting stuff to really.
Yeah, like a year and a half from now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll revisit this a
We'll
year and a half
see.
from
We'll
now, and we're
see.
like, oh my god,
Yeah.
how many lies did you tell on the show?
Oh my God. Can we delete this whole podcast? I revealed too much. Everything I said on this podcast was
Against the show.
see, if I say everything I said on the podcast was a lie, then I'm lying. But
Mhm.
if everything I said on the podcast was truth, then
These brown entertainers,
It's
they just
just-
will lie to get ahead.
know.
Just you guys love the spotlight,
I
man.
know. I
Say one honest thing. Is your name even Bucky?
it's not. It's actually not.
What's
It
your
is
real name?
Bakhtaver.
That's the worst thing your parents have done to you. I'm sorry.
Honestly, though, that's how I got started in stand-up.
Yeah,
That was
the name.
the name joke. That was my first joke.
It's just Bakhtaver, even in Pakistani standards, like, damn, that is
I know.
old
Okay, you
fucking
know what's-
school.
Yeah, but you know what's
My
hard?
teachers were named Bakhtaver. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like, yeah,
I've never met another Bakhtaver.
you were the first young Bakhtaver I've ever met in my life.
Damn, like Shagufta.
Shagufta, Ghazala, Bakhtaver, Bilqis.
Damn. Also, like, this is something that's come up. Bakhtaver is not a great name to say in bed.
Hey, listen, neither is Farooq. It's fine.
But it's just so many syllables.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
It doesn't.
Bucky's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Guys
it's
have
fine.
tried to use that as a line, actually. Like, hey, Buck, wanna fuck? This is why
We're
I'm
gonna
a virgin.
end the podcast. That's it. It's over. That's the saddest thing I've heard. And did you?
No, obviously
Good.
not.
Because you know why? The psychic. Her reading
The psychic. The
make
psychic. Shout out to Samantha. I want my $100 back.
$100 Samantha, fucking liar. I'm gonna start a psychic business. Get out of here.
You should.
I'm gonna just start doing reading. That's what I'm gonna do. Guys, that's been our podcast for today. Thank you for tuning into Slakistan. Bucky will be having some things coming out. We're gonna release some clips, and hopefully a year from now we have an update, an exciting update,
Exciting update. I'm contractually.
or updates, many updates. Hopefully,
We'll see.
you know, we'll
We'll
see how it
see.
pans out. But
We'll
thanks
see.
for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.